Hello, this is the last part of our mystery science activity, Where Does Energy Come From? After completing your plan for Boulderville, please watch this video.
Boulderville wants to use an energy source that doesn't involve burning something. In the activity, you read about 3 options. For each one, you had to consider the advantages, or pros, and the disadvantages, or cons. Wind has some interesting advantages, especially that it doesn't involve burning anything. But for it to be a source of energy that people can depend on, it needs to be windy. You saw from the graph that, at least in Boulderville, most of the time it's not windy enough for wind to be a dependable source of energy. Solar panels were another interesting choice, especially since Boulderville is located in the desert. There's plenty of sunlight year-round. However, one disadvantage is that solar panels can only produce energy when the sun is shining. And we can't forget that even though Boulderville is a sunny place, the sun isn't out at night. So solar panels are an interesting option, as long as you keep in mind that they wouldn't be a completely dependable source of energy. At least not if they're the only thing that Boulderville used. That left one other option you considered in the activity: water power, or hydroelectric energy. In other words, using the energy from flowing water to spin turbines to produce electricity. You saw from the map that Boulderville has a river, and that the river flows enough for it to be a source of energy for the town. Now, if there's a dry spell where the river doesn't flow much, a lake created by a dam could be a source of energy. So building a dam would be an option for Boulderville, if they want to use a source of energy that doesn't involve burning fuels. In the activity, Boulderville was just a made-up example, but it's based on a real town, Boulder City, Nevada, in the USA. Burnable fuels are the most common source of energy for towns and cities today. For example, many towns and cities rely on burning coal for their energy. But not Boulder City, Nevada. They have a huge dam, the Hoover Dam, which generates enough electricity for over 1 million people in 3 different states. Boulder City also put in an entire field of solar panels to capture energy from the sun. Now, since this might have been the first time you've thought much about energy and where it comes from, keep in mind that the things you learned about energy today are just the beginning of your learning. If this were a real-life decision for a town, there would have been many other questions you'd want to get more information about. Maybe you thought of some of these. For example, how much does it cost to produce a windmill, or a solar panel, or a dam? What materials are these made from, and where do they come from? And how much energy do each of these give us? You might also have wondered, since the sun goes down at night, is there any way we could store the energy that we get from solar panels during the day? There are so many more questions left to explore. There are even other sources of energy we haven't talked about yet, like nuclear power. How we get energy is a topic that you'll have the opportunity to learn even more about in middle school and high school. That's because it's an important topic that scientists and engineers are still working on. We live in a world that's made possible by us having lots of energy available to us. Whatever way we get that energy, we're probably going to benefit from even more of it in the future. How can we get energy in a way that's affordable, dependable, and that won't cause air pollution? There are lots of challenges left to solve. Maybe you'll be someone who helps to solve them. Have fun and stay curious.
I hope you enjoyed this mystery science activity. If at any point you want to go back and change any of your answers that you put for this activity before pressing submit, feel free to go do so. Make sure you're writing in complete sentences and you've answered all questions before pressing submit.